Hey guys, this time I talk about my thoughts on the upcoming figures from Transformers Combiner Wars and Transformers Robots in Disguise from ToyFair 2015. But first, I will do Combiner Wars first, and then do Robots in Disguise in a separate video. Also, I know that some of the figures are almost sold in stores and that some people reviewed them. I'm just going to be talking about the ones that are not in stores yet. The reason why I didn't do this on February is because I got super busy with personal stuff, making videos, and many other situations. Also, this might be a long one, so strap yourselves in and let's get this started. For the deluxe class line, the only figures I can talk about in this category is the recently new Slingshot and Wild Rider figures. Taking a look at Slingshot, he is a repaint and retool of Firefly, and it does not disappoint me. He's got the colors for him with the red and blue and blending him well with the white color. Same goes with his robot mode. I love the design on his face, with the facial features and having the orange color making it pop. Now you can replace or get rid of Alpha Bravo and have your G1 cartoon and toy accuracy. Then we get to Wild Rider, a repaint and remold of Dead End. I mean, what can I say about him? He just looks so damn great. While I think Dead End is a cool looking figure, Wild Rider is a great looking figure with his color scheme and his vehicle mode. Yeah, it's red and black, but it's not bland or awful. It's just so damn good. His robot mode is also great looking, from the details on his body to his cool chest and his face. I think the figure is sold just for his color scheme and his face. I mean, just look at it. There's so much detail from his cheek structure to his helmet. How can you not love that face? Much like Slingshot, you can replace Off-Road so you can have your G1 accurate Menasor. Overall, these two figures are really good on their own separate levels, just like Alpha Bravo and Off-Road. Those guys are still good, but I wouldn't get rid of them just because we got Slingshot and Wild Rider. They're new characters for the aerial bots and for the Stunticons, and I'm glad for that. Even when they were announced this year, I knew that Hasbro would do Slingshot and Wild Rider. They wouldn't forget those characters and just move on. They're just doing new characters for the Combiner teams, and then they will do the original characters for accuracy, and to be honest, I don't mind that at all. Anyways, great figures, and I can't wait to get them in hand and combine them with Superion and Menasor. The only Voyager figure I can talk about is Cyclonus, which is a redeco and retool of Silverbolt, which was an amazing figure of the Combiner Wars line. He's actually a great looking figure. I really like his jet mode. Much like his deluxe class version in the past, the jet mode is always cool. What would make this figure cool is that if he had his Target Master Nightstick, just like that deluxe class figure. While the jet mode looks cool, robot mode is where he really shines. Right down to his overall design. I freaking love it. His face is another thing that makes him shine. I like that evil smirk on his face. And those eyes, those eye-piercing red eyes. When I think of Cyclonus, I think of his red eyes. That is amazing. Just like Silverbolt, he turns into a torso for Galvatronus. Now, from what I gathered up on researching him, Galvatronus is a new combiner in the IDW comics, which I never read. Cyclonus has mind control powers to force Autobots and Decepticons to combine with him into Galvatronus. Viper, the new Legends figure and repaint and remold of Power Glide, serves as his main weapon and can also combine with his large gun that he and Silverbolt has. That actually sounds menacing and really cool. With that said, the torso mode is cool. I love how his head and chest design is still the same as it was when Galvatron was in the 1986 movie. I'm sure that Hasbro will later on make some new limbs for Galvatronus. I have no clue. There is no reports on anything new from Combiner Wars at the time of this recording. I wouldn't mind if they did do new limbs for him, but the idea of Cyclonus receiving mind control powers and having Autobots and Decepticons combining with him as arms and legs does sound interesting. Up next is the leader class line. In this category, the only thing that shows up on this line is Ultra Magnus. I didn't know about Ultra Magnus until I saw Paul on Ustream talk about it in February from ToyFair, and honestly, I'm actually really pleased with this guy. It's big and it's really armed to the teeth. It looks like you can store some cars inside and on top of them. I don't think he detaches from his trailer, much like Masterpiece Ultra Magnus and that floppy piece of plastic that is KFC Citizen Stack. I don't mind if it doesn't detach, but it will be kinda cool if he did detach from his trailer. His robot mode is amazing. I love his face and his big shoulders. His weapons guns look cool, and he looks badass with his weapons and his missile pods. One thing I didn't know from researching on him is that his guns do combine with the missile pods and turn into a hammer, just to homage Transformers Animated and Transformers Prime. That alone just makes Ultra Magnus even more badass. He does come with a little figure named Minimus Ambus. His car mode is cool with the green color on his hood, nothing too major about him. His robot mode looks good and kinda scary. He's got red eyes and his mouth has black paint on him. It looks like he's got a mustache with a goatee. From what I can find on this guy, in the comics, he's basically a little robot and pilots Ultra Magnus and is the source of keeping him alive. Once again, I don't read the comics and I didn't know what Minimus Ambus is. Much like what Paul said on Ustream when someone told him about this, that information just goes whoosh right over my head. Overall, this guy looks amazing and is way better than the classics Ultra Magnus figure with the Fans Project's trailer and add-on kits. It's also by far a lot better than Leader Class Thundercracker, which is a repaint and a heavily retool of Jetfire. The less I say about him, the better. Since the Protectobots are already out, let me sum them up real quick. Groove is an okay figure. Not the best, not the worst, but it's a passable figure. Blades is a neat figure and looks better than Alpha Bravo, just color-wise. First Aid looks cool and has a nice G1 nod from his face. Streetwise looks fantastic and probably even better than Dead End. Maybe even better than Wild Rider. Rook looks great and badass with those giant fists that he wears. Hotspot is a damn good looking figure and has a lot of G1 nods to him. All combined, Defensor is big, looks great, and overall is a nice combiner, and I can't wait to find him. Okay, now let's talk about the upcoming figure that almost everyone has been praising and waiting for a long time. That combiner is the almighty Devastator. I have never seen so much praise from a long-time favorite combiner than Superion. I still would like to have a Combiner Wars Predaking or Abominus, but this guy is the one I've been waiting for too. Let's take a look at the Constructicons. First off is Hook, the craftsman, engineer, and medic of the team.
Cream gravy. Oktoberfest!
His crane truck mode is really nice. I do hope that the crane can extend and move the hook, but it looks like the hook doesn't even move. His robot mode is so damn nostalgic. He seriously has the G1 cartoon accuracy and he nailed it. One small nitpick that I have is his arms, mainly the elbow joints. The elbow joints are really small and it looks kinda off-putting, but despite that, Hook looks great and so damn cartoon accurate. Up next is Long Haul. The dump truck looks really good, very big and heavy duty. His robot mode is nice, but it looks a lot different than how he looks in the cartoon, where in the cartoon he's just normal and skinny like the other ones. Here, it looks like he ate too much Energon cubes and became fat, but I kinda like him being big. He's kinda like the tank of the team, where he can ram things and do some damage.
Sandwich!
Overall, Long Haul is a nice figure and looks even better with him being chunky. Next is Scavenger, the sad loner of the team.
Boink!
The excavator mode looks pretty damn good. Looks like the shovel can move from the pivot he has, and I'm proud that it does. The robot mode is also good. At least he has normal elbow joints than Hook's elbow joints. The thing I like about him and the other Constructicons is his head. It's just hard to not notice that it's G1 accurate to the cartoon. His weapon is a missile pod, and he looks nice with that weapon. Overall, Scavenger is a pretty damn good figure. Up next is Bone Crusher, the demolition man of the team.
Kaboom!
His bulldozer mode is good, almost lethal, and hopefully the shovel can move up and down. His robot mode is nice and, just as usual, cartoon accurate from his face. Just like Scavenger, Bone Crusher has the same weapon. At least Scavenger isn't the only person with that weapon. Simply put, Bone Crusher is a nice figure and a good companion piece with Scavenger with his weapon. Next is Mixmaster, the scientist of the team.
Oktoberfest! No! Boink!
Nothing personal. I just had to shut you up.
Today ain't your day, pancakes. Fine, Hunts.
The cement mixer looks actually pretty damn cool, and you may notice something different about this one. This is no ordinary cement mixer that he's already been. It's a front discharge cement mixer with the bucket and the drum on the front instead of on the back. I really like the change from a standard cement mixer to a front discharge cement mixer. It makes the vehicle mode look unique and pretty interesting. As much as I like his vehicle mode, I really dig his robot mode. The chest design is nice, and I love the green, purple, and silver color scheme. Same thing with the other Constructicons. I love his face, but the one thing that I like about it is that his helmet looks like the Decepticon symbol. Now that is really damn sweet. He does have the same skinny elbow joints just like Hook, but at least this one isn't too terribly bad. All in short, Mixmaster is a damn great figure and is now my favorite of the team. Lastly is Scrapper, the leader and modest of the team.
Maggots!
I really love his payloader mode. It's big and could really do some extermination with the shovel. I see pins on where the part of the shovel can move up. I do hope the shovel can move up and down while you move the whole thing up and down, if you know what I mean. His robot mode looks really neat. There's more detail on his chest and midriff. I still dig his G1 accurate head. You may notice that he has no elbow joints. Now the reason being is that it will maintain enough stability for Devastator, and that's not bad if you ask me, because his G1 self does that too. By that I mean the toy. Overall, Scrapper is a neat figure and is my second favorite of the team. Now, let's talk about Devastator himself. All I gotta say is holy shit. This guy is enormous and I love it. I freaking love Devastator's head. You cannot tell me that is not cartoon accurate. There is no way you cannot convince me that it isn't G1 accurate. It looks a hell of a lot better than TFC Hercules. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hercules is a great figure, but that's a third-party figure and that costs over $600. This one is made from Hasbro, and I think the price for it is going to be big, but it's worth it. Now, from what I've read, he will be in a pack set at San Diego Comic-Con, much like Bruticus, the game-accurate version from Transformers Fall of Cybertron, which was in a pack set in 2012. One thing I really love about this line is that the leaders are Voyagers, and the rest of the team are all Deluxes. Here, they are all Voyagers that combine into a Titan-class figure, and that's why I could not wait to see how he looks. He holds the record of being the tallest combiner toy ever, and it rightly deserves that record. I was really afraid that they were all going to be Deluxes, and that would have made Devastator feel a bit weak. Anyways, Devastator looks phenomenal and will be a great addition to anyone's Transformers collection. Well now, that was long, but it was worth it. That's it for Combiner Wars. Tune in next time where I talk about the new figures from Transformers Robots in the Skies. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and pulled through watching it, and if you did, I really appreciate it. Until next time guys, I will catch you later.
October!
Nope.
Auf Wiedersehen! Schweinhunds!